All right, so whereas the first 6 tutorials were kind of a quick overview, now we're going to jump down into the weeds. So tab key gets me over to my arrangement. If you don't have your browser open, you can do it here. And let's build a beat from scratch. I'm going to start by searching for kick, and I'll probably go to drums, or let's just say samples, and pick something good in here. Right. This is good. And I bring it into my range and close this down. So right here, we have to deal with grid. But right now, I can right click and I can put it on 8 bars, 4 bars you can read. A 1 bar loop in most dance music, I'm going to stick this up to 125, has 4 quarter notes. So I'm going to drag this over to the very beginning. And I want to zoom right up on it by pulling my zoomer there. And I want to trim it back to there. And right here is a designation called fades. Open this up and make sure that whatever kick drum you choose has the head knocked off of it with these fades. Just bring it right up to there so that it has a nice hard pop. And by the same token, I'm going to take this down to quarter notes by right clicking. And I'm going to drag this down, but I want it to end just like this. So if I loop this little section, okay, so 1 bar. Okay, now I can right click and Command D this, or I just say duplicate, Command D, take the fades off. Okay, and there's that. So now I'm going to get a snare. It's all simple stuff. Okay, let's try this one. Bring it to the very next place. And again, let's try this little fades deal. Zoom up on it. And try to tighten this down some. You can pull it down like so. Option, drag it out. And I think it's obnoxious. So I'm going to double click it and see if I can't get something better out of it. And I can. So delete this, option, drag that. And let's do hi-hat. Okay, let's try that one. And let's see what this sounds like. Terrible. Why? It's not warped. You can see at the head of the clip itself that there's a huge amount of empty time. I can use my magnifier just like this. And what I want to do is click the warp switch and take the start time right over to here, zoom right up on it. This is kind of a precursor to warping. And just right there, right where it starts, I'm going to right click and say set 1-1 here. And there it is. Now, when I do this, still not good. So I'm just going to warp this into place by clicking in a warp marker just there. This is a little ahead of our thing, but do a little 1 bar thing. And just watch me do this, make this thing work. I'm just dragging it to the grid that's existing. And let's see. Change my loom point. Now I like that because it's got a kind of a swing to it. So then I'm going to close that up and take this off like this. Okay, and let's get a shaker. Okay, this is another one that's not going to be warped, but we'll give it a shot. It's not too bad. I'm going to make it work. I'll show you how to make it work. Warp it, again, loop it. Get right up on this. And sometimes it's just better to start with a smaller little grab of it. So I'm going to just do something like this. Then I can take my loop brace and move that around to taste. This is important. This is the start point. So you can see it slip around while I move it. And sometimes I like to slip the start point against the whole groove to get the right feel. I like that. Okay, so there is our beat that we just built from scratch in the arrangement view. Okay, let's record some MIDI in the next tutorial.